Hello, everybody. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News. Brayden self-eliminated from last night's episode of The Bachelorette. Charity kind of thought she kicked him out, but he's like, you can't fire me, I quit. One of those moments. Well, he releases an Instagram statement, as contestants generally do. Maybe not night one folks, but anyone who had notable screen time on the show will usually comment about their thoughts and experiences to their fans and their new audience. And hey, we love that. So we're going to see what Brayden has to say. Follow me on Instagram at DNeals for stand-up show updates. August 24th, Seattle. August 17th, Huntington Beach, Los Angeles, Southern California. I'll have those dates and more. Also, patreon.com/Dave Neal for behind-the-scenes bonus content. And if you want more, on today's Bachelor Rush Hour, we cover some stories that we didn't get to on the YouTube channel. And here's the link for that. You can go below there and click it. But on today's Bachelor Rush Hour, we discussed Chris Harrison's big slip-up. That's right. He had a slip-up regarding Claire Crowley's pregnancy. Plus, Sean Booth prepares to reveal his baby mama. So there's always stories we don't get to on the YouTube channel, and go check them out right there, Bachelor Rush Hour. All right, I'm going to read what Brayden had to say. It's relatively wordy, but it's as long. His Instagram statement is as long as his earrings. So anyway, here's the photos. There's him holding a golf ball, throwing a golf ball in the air, and then there he is hanging out, offering the beets, which apparently there's no way he found these beets last night, right? These look like they're straight out of Whole Foods, and he's bitten. By the way, beets are very hard. He bit into them, which makes me feel like they must have been cooked. I don't know. Whatever. But either way, there he is with the guys. And of course, there he is without it. He's got a jacket on there. So clearly the whole no jacket thing was scripted, since there he is foraging with a jacket on, and then there the jacket's off. So Brayden was a very formidable a member of Charity's season. And of course, we'll see him again on the Men Tell All, which I don't believe is filmed yet. I don't know. Maybe it has. Anyway, Brayden Bowers official. Here's what he had to say. Such an incredible time. I'm so grateful for this experience, and after watching it back, I'm excited to get back to work on myself as a person. I saw things that I both loved and didn't love about myself, but I'm proud to say that I at least recognized the person I saw on that screen. This experience was extremely challenging and pushed me, but in an interesting way, helped me overcome a lot of things that were buried that I had thought I had overcome through years of counseling. To Charity, you are such an amazing woman, and I am so grateful that I met you. I want to tell you thank you for getting me excited about the idea of love again. Being around you reminded me of all the giddiness that comes when you're falling for someone. I had doubts that I'd ever be excited about someone. I worried for the longest time that my heart no longer worked, as cheesy as that sounds. But to be honest, you helped show me that it does. Although I couldn't overcome everything that the show entailed and crumbled under the pressure, I will forever be grateful to you for reigniting that excitement. To the people that make this show what it is, thank you guys for being so welcoming to me in the process. You guys all have amazing hearts, and I'm grateful for the connections that I've made with each and every one of you. I know that I can be much, so thank you guys for putting up with me. To Bachelor Nation, I appreciate all the love and support I have received from many of you. I know I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but it means a lot that many of you have come to my defense. Much love, y'all. To the guys, I'm sure I'll be seeing y'all. Eye emoji. Tight-lipped emoji. Although my journey ends here, I can't wait to stay tuned and watch the rest of Charity's journey. I've said it before, but she is truly an amazing woman and deserves a man that will treat her as such. There are still a couple really incredible men left, and I can't wait to see who she ends up with. I left a comment and said, the show won't define you. Congrats on staying true to yourself, flaws and all. Cheerio. Greerio, that's our friend Greer here, sent him some love. We'll have to see if they ever reconnect. Hey, maybe is Cheerio dating Brayden? I don't know. I don't think so, but hey, who knows? Someone said, I was on your side the whole time. Appreciate the honest voice of reason. You were literally so hilarious and just having the time of your life. It sucks that people were bullying you, but I hope that you know how special you are. My husband and I were rooting for you. You were the realest one. And you can say that about Brayden. He kept it real to, like I said, he recognized the person he saw there. Charity said this about him last night. Did you not come on the show knowing it was The Bachelorette? Make sense. And of course, my response is generally, my neutral response is knowing what the show is versus being in the thick of it must be a totally different vibe. It's like, you know what a marathon is, right? We all know what a marathon is. It's a 26.2 mile run. But sometimes when you run a marathon, you shit your pants. Sometimes it happens. You know what I mean? How could you shit your pants? Didn't you know what you were getting yourself into? well, I knew what I was getting myself into, but my body just couldn't handle it. And Brayden couldn't handle, the fighting that was going on. He couldn't handle the, very good episode of Nick's podcast today, Nick Vial. We covered it in our last video, and it's also on today's Bachelor Rush Hour podcast. But Nick's guest makes a great point and says, Brayden was forced to reckon with, in episode 4 and also in 3, he was forced to reckon with the idea that things were getting really serious with him in Charity. He was the first impression rose winner. He had a one-on-one. Like, he got a private helicopter, right? Things were getting hot and heavy. So these other jabronis, is that an Italian word we can still say? These other jabronis were on the group date, and most of them weren't that serious, so the stakes weren't as high. They could say all the things they wanted. Oh, no, I'm here for the right reasons. I'm here for this and that. But Brayden let his realism get the best of him and said, no, I just don't know if I can get there. I don't know. This sounds crazy. Like, I'm 24. Like, I haven't paid off my student loan debts. Neither have I, Brayden. Neither have I. Looking at you, Dark Brandon. Help us out. Okay. You're all looking for a handout. Yeah, when it comes to student loan debt, I am. The amount of money we paid in interest, I can't believe it. Can you, anyway. Don't make it political, Dave. Why does student loan have to be political? Okay. So either way, there he is. And Charity, of course, she got rejected. And because of that, she's going to be upset. To an extent, she's going to be defensive. She got rejected. He left her, and she was into him. And that's, that exposes somebody. But we don't blame her, Charity, for feeling the way she feels. But pretty much good on Brayden for taking the high road here. As we know, and again, we talked about it in the last video, as we know, Brayden, he would try to go in and say his piece with Charity and leave. And then the audience, the reptilian reaction from the audience goes, how dare Brayden walk into a group date disrespecting all these other men, when it's like, come on, the producers let him in there. He didn't want any drama. He just wanted to get out of there. Brayden wanted to go back home to the Pacific Beach, go hang out and chill out. Like, it just wasn't for him. This marathon wasn't for Brayden. He shit his pants. I don't think you need to apologize for that, Brayden. You're doing okay. Okay, so that's the what we have there for Brayden. And to be quite honest, I'm actually surprised how many people, I don't know if it's 50-50, but usually when there's a villain, usually when there's a situation where everyone's so mad at somebody, like take Yosef, for example. I mean, about 95 out of 100 people did not like Yosef. Some people say, well, he was just keeping it real, this and that. But with Brayden, I think it was about closer to 50-50. You might even, when you press people, go 70-30. The idea, like, you can't fault him for being 24 and not knowing what he wants, this and that. Now, could you say you shouldn't have gone on the show? Well, while it's Charity season and she's the lead of the season, he's the lead of his own story. And in his own story, he took a shot at it and it wasn't working out for him. He actually posted something recently, and I always say, it's always good if you want to get to know these contestants more, give them a follow and just look through their photos, what they're willing to share. On May 7th, 2023 marks the official end of a big chapter in his life. I consider myself privileged to have been part of something so much bigger than myself, and I'm so grateful for all the opportunities it has afforded me. So there he was. I don't know. So this was recently. This was just a couple months ago. But there he is. Let's go to the video.
Okay, bro. Say hello to my little friend.
All right, so there he is, shooting guns. Look, hey, come on. If that's not a man who's trying his best out there, serving his country, I don't know what is. Brayden out there, the Bachelor. We don't have too many veterans. We don't have too many veterans that come on the show. But there he is. He got to travel. And he's done a ton of traveling, as we know, from one of his ex's TikTok accounts. But there he is. I think he was in the Army Reserves. I don't really know. But there he is, dancing. Looks like he's put on a lot of muscle since then. But, you want to be light and lean out there when you're serving the country. All right, so there he was, end of an era. That was only a few weeks ago, and now he can also add the Bachelorette end to an era. What will be next for Brayden? We'll have to see. But more content coming, you guys. I think we're done for the day, unless there's any other breaking news stories. But if you do want to stay up to date on everything we have, of course, hit the alert button. And don't forget, you can check out the podcast for all the other news we didn't get to today. We'll be back tomorrow. I'm Dave Neal. Goodbye, everybody.